Story time. So I used to climb telephone poles for a living, and it never scared me, getting up high in the air. I used to climb in the rain, the thunderstorms wouldn't bother me, just yell, at Thor, just, dang you, Thor! What did scare me was spiders. That is until the day that I went to a customer's house, and it was a bright, sunny day, kind of like it is today. We were on the verge of a tropical storm. The first outer bands were supposed to be arriving somewhere around 2 o'clock, which doesn't really bother me. Floridia, born and raised, we have hurricane parties, not a big deal. It's not a spider, it's a hurricane. Calm down. I'm talking to the customer. My alarm goes off on my phone. Tornado warning. I look at it. He looks at his phone. His alarm goes off. We look out the back door, up at the sky. It's bright and sunny. I don't understand. Must be a mistake. We keep talking for another 2 or 3 minutes, and all of a sudden it starts getting a little dark outside. I said, man, let me take off before I go ahead and get wet. And he said, yes, sir, it's good talking to you. And I shook his hand, and, I ran out the door, and it started raining about the time I got out the front door, probably off the front step there. And then by the time I made it to my truck, it was nighttime. It was pitch black. My truck, I had an F-150, my truck was shaking left and right, which doesn't happen often. Now, I look in my rearview mirror and I see headlights, but that's all I see. It is pitch black outside. Out of nowhere, within 2 minutes, just like that, pitch black. I'm looking over at the palm trees in this gentleman's front yard. They're doing this number. I have to make a decision. Sit in my truck and die, or try to run back to this man's house and die. Well, I'm not going to sit down and die, so I open up my door. My door flies open, almost gets ripped off the hinges. My hat comes flying off my hair. I had a little notebook in my pocket there, comes flying out. The rain is hitting me. It feels like needles. If you've ever been on a motorcycle in the rain, that's what it feels like. And it's like a bad dream. I was running as fast as I could, but it wasn't really moving anywhere. Like, it took so much effort to get to this guy's front porch again. Once I got there, he was waiting for me with a towel. He said, man, get in. What's happening? I said, I have no idea. I don't know. And I'm shivering. I'm shaking. I'm freezing. I'm cold. I'm wet. I'm soaking wet. So he gives me a towel and he's talking to me. He's like, this came out of nowhere. I said, I know. And we look out the same window we looked out of 3 minutes ago. And he says, where's my fence? I looked out there. It's a bright blue day again. I said, you had a fence? He said, yeah, I had a fence. There used to be a fence there. There was no evidence of a fence. For years after that incident, it was a tornado in his backyard, a small one, EF0. So I'm not some kind of hot shot here. It's like the smallest tornado possible. Scared the ever-loving mess out of me. For years after that, anytime it started getting dark or it started raining, I would stop what I'm doing and I would go seek shelter. It didn't matter if I was up on a pole. I'd put my ladder on my truck. I'd drive all the way back to the shop. It could be 20 minutes away. Doesn't matter. I'm driving back to the shop. Driving down the road, I'm looking for ditches that I can hide in just in case. You talk about PTSD. Pretty sure I had post-traumatic stress disorder or post-tornado stress disorder. Either way, it was pretty scary, but yeah, that's my story.